Tai Chi is based on, or Tai Chi Chuan, more correctly, is based on universal principles. Now, in the Tai Chi, we got the 13 kinetic movements. If you look at the way the movements are done, the movements are done slow. Now, in order for the Tai Chi to be functional, what it has to do, it has to retrain the body, it has to retrain the muscles. Also, what we have to keep in mind is that in order for the Chi to flow properly, the body has to be totally relaxed. Now, when the body becomes relaxed, then Chi starts to move, but it has to move properly. In order for that to take place, then we have three functions in the body. The three treasures are the Chi, Jing, and Shin. So in order for the Chi to move, it has to go through these stages. That's all we're talking about. It has to go from Chi to Jing to Shin. But there's a fourth stage, which is called emptiness. That's what they call it. They call it emptiness. I'll call it moving into another cosmic phase. Like we're discussing, moving into the universe, moving into God consciousness. So it goes from Chi to Jing to Shin to emptiness and back into the physical, back to Chi again. So you see, it moves into a circular pattern. In order for that to happen, the Chi has to move to the spine, to the top of the head, and then back to the body. We call it the macrocosmic orbit, or small orbit. That's the first orbit that takes place. Going up the Du channel and back on the Ren channel. The tongue touching the roof of the mouth acts as a bridge to connect both those channels. Relaxation is important, and alignment is important. Head top being suspended is very important, but when they say head top suspended, what do they really mean? The head top has to be suspended upward, infinitely with the heaven, to connect one with one's higher intelligence. That's what's important. And if it does that, then when the Chi goes up the spine, it goes infinitely upward to connect with a higher self, or God self, or a higher intelligence, or universal self, and then it comes back down. So it mixes with something. That emptiness that they talk about, it is not just empty what they consider empty, but one has to empty oneself of what one knows. Hence we say you got to relax. Relaxing is not so much that you letting everything go, but you have to let everything you know go. Right? You have to let the muscles go. You have to empty yourself of what you'd say, the ego. And so when you do that, then the movements start to take place in a different kind of way. So now we're retraining the body to actually develop a higher sense, a higher form of intelligence. It's training one's energy field to interact with the bigger energy field. We really, what we're doing is downloading a lot of data in our body stream, our energy stream, for the energy, cosmic energy to flow through. So we're really training or linking ourselves with a higher form of intelligence. Hence, when we focus too much on the physical, like the application, I think we'll lose the higher form of application as to what the whole movements of Tai Chi is all about. Tai Chi then actually is really a universal force. But if you go back to the 13 kinetic movement, you know, you can trace Tai Chi all the way back to Kemet. Because that same story of the 13 kinetic movements, you can hear it in the story of Set and his brother Osiris. Set was jealous of Osiris. So he cut him up and sliced him up into 13 different pieces. No, really, it was 14 different pieces, and spread his body all over the earth. And so his wife went around looking for his body to put them back together. So she only found 13 pieces. He said, maybe not so much the form itself, but the principle of Tai Chi is universal. So she put these pieces back together, but she could only find 13 of them. So what she did when she put it back together, the 14th piece was eaten by an alligator, which was the phallic symbol, right? But she didn't need that, because that 14th piece of energy is what the Chi is about. That's the creative energy. They tell you not to rely so much on the ego, to rely on the divine intelligence. So hence you have the Tai Chi, which they call it the grand ultimate face. It's a very powerful form. Now, I don't like to rely too much on application, because when you rely too much on application, you become physical. And you lose again, you know, when you rely on that physical frame as to what application is all about, I think you'll lose something. Because what happens if I do it one way and say, well, this is the specific way it's supposed to happen, and then I get attacked. It don't happen that way, right? Then what do? You have to adjust. So application is good in one sense, but it's not the end all. It's not the end in and of itself. It might be just a means to it. It's just a means to get a feel. But here again, you don't want to get set. You practice, right? You want to be able to be diverse, but be able to keep up with the changes. So the movement changes slowly from one technique to the other. The beauty of the form is that the changes should take place naturally. Movement should flow from one to the other, just like an endless stream. All right, so that said, let's discuss pong. Pong is really what it sounds. It means to collide. That was the original interpretation of pong. They say it's ward off, but pong is just what it sounds. Pong, like two armies colliding, two cars hitting each other. You know, you're on the battlefield, two armies hitting. A bell ring, pong, so you hit it for it to ring. It's the same thing.